I have heard that I am much better at the game than Matt Mercer is, and I'll take that. So.
Hey, I'm Charlie from Soundhaus, and I'm here with Josh Petersdorf. How are you doing today?
Yeah, going whole hog. I'm doing great. Thanks.
Wonderful. What's your earliest musical memory?
Probably earliest musical memory was listening to Michael Jackson on a Walkman in the back of my parents' van, like listening to Dangerous on tape. And I want to say that, and being in 6th grade and buying And Justice for All on CD for the first time.
Wow.
Probably, those are my earliest memories right there, music. Yeah.
Just out of interest, what do you think of the newest album? Have you heard it?
The newest Metallica album?
Yeah.
I've heard pieces of it. You know, Metallica, ever since Load kind of changed, right? Became a different band. It's still Metallica, and I like listening to it. I think it's really good, like, background video game music now. Like, right. Metallica's gone from headbanging in a Camaro or a Trans Am with long hair to, I'm going to destroy Nighthold Boss in World of Warcraft. Which,
exactly. What was the first piece of music that you bought?
That was probably, well, there's a tie. I want to say I'm not the first. The first was And Justice for All. The CD was the first one I ever bought, and I tried to buy Doggy Style Snoop Dogg on tape, but my mom wouldn't buy it for me.
Oh,
so
no.
I know. So my friend copied it on tape for me, and I'd listen to it under the covers at night. And, but was that in like Wayne's World 2 soundtrack, maybe? Like, yeah. like the YMCA song on there. I think I was like 12, 13, right when that movie came out, and I was just got my first CD player and was really building my own collection of music then.
Oh man, that's awesome. Do you still have any of that like really early stuff that you got?
Oh, yeah, I still have a lot. Unfortunately, I have a lot of the cases, not a lot of the CDs, but I think a lot of the cases exist. Right? Everyone has like that tower of empty cases. You're like, I don't know where the music went.
Oh, well, it went into your iTunes library, I guess.
Yeah, my iTunes library. It took forever for me to finally get up and start building a database. And I finally collected like 3 or 4 gift cards, like $50. I was like, all right, I got $200. We can start something here. We'll start the collection now.
And you got like 2 albums. You're like, oh, I'm out of money. No.
Yeah, exactly. You're like $12.99. I'm done. If you look through my iMusic songs right now, you'd think like some crazy manic bipolar man owns it, because it's just like really aggressive. Like I have like King 810 and like Slipknot on one side, and then we go to like I have like like Pet Shop Boys and like the Ghostbusters soundtrack and a lot of dark synthwave is what I'm listening to now.
Amazing. Well, you don't filter out into playlists. You just set it go in, and whatever comes on is going to be your mood for that day.
I want to say recently my mood. See, when I listen to music mostly in the car or walking. So when I'm walking home from work or I'm in the cars when I listen. So when I'm alone, I can play whatever I want. It's a very moody walk. It's a very rage-induced, very angry. If people heard me, they'd think that man is very upset, they'd say. But I am not. I'm actually very relaxed, and I'm having a great time walking on the street listening to men scream at the idiosyncrasies of the world. But when I'm in the car, I'm with my girlfriend most of the time, and she can only take so much of the hardcore metal aggression or the gangster rap that I'll put on. So we like to call it shibby music, which is just kind of like soft dubstep trance beats, just real chill stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That we can both just kind of, we're like, all right, this is video game menu music. We're good.
What was the first show that you ever went to?
Tool. San Jose, California, at the Bill Graham Auditorium. Was it? No, maybe it wasn't Bill. I don't know if that's the name. It could be something else. It was the San Jose State Auditorium, and it was Tool 1998, right when Enema came out. Amazing. It was my first concert ever, and blew my mind. But I think I was more impressed. The thing that blew my mind most was the crowd crunch at the beginning. That blew my mind more than the band. Just seeing, because I remember I was probably standing in the middle of the floor, and then the band came, and everyone just crushed to the front, and I'd never felt. I got a little claustrophobic, I think I remember as a kid, and I ran out of it for a sec, because it's just bodies writhing around you, and you can't breathe. And for somebody who'd never been in that, I think I was like a kid, like looking for pot too. Like I was just like, who's got pot? I'm looking for pot.
If you could have written any song, what would it be?
I would say for like coolness, I would have loved to have written like a good metal song, you know, like Unforgiven or even One off the Injustice for All album. You'd like to write a song like that like everyone always will quote and everyone, or like a really poppy kind of thing, like the Pet Shop Boys, West End Town and Dead End Girls, West End Boys, West End Girls. Fuck it.
Man. All right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the auto-tune when we put that out, Charlie, about my singing there. That's fine.
That's fine. We do it with my voice for all the interviews too, so I sound beautiful. All right. What's your favorite snack and soft drink?
Oh, good question. Favorite soft drink? Easily, by far. I'm drinking it now. It's the Rockstar Energy Drink Fruit Punch, the black and red one, not the diet. That's very specific.
What's wrong with the diet?
And favorite snack? I'm going to have to say it's a tie between just like cashews, salted cashews, or I'm also always known to frequent the Cool Ranch Doritos, dude. Total Roadhog and Diva moment. Like,
brilliant. What about for the Doritos? Are we talking salsa, or are we talking just give me a handful?
We're talking Cool Ranch, always. No, nothing, no bullshit. Don't give me no jalapeno, no chile lime, no surprise, no classic. I go to Taco Bell, I get the Cool Ranch Crunch Taco because I love it, you know? And it's weird. It's like this 12-minute window. You eat it and you're like, I'm done. And you always have about 12% of the bag left so that in 3 hours you can come have one more taste.
You turn it into an art. Why have you not written a book?
The Art of Doritos by Josh Petersdorf. And so
you could so do it. And I know a guy that would do the voiceover for the ad too. It would be great.
Please.
All right. How did you go from realizing you could kind of do cool voices to like, wow, I can do cool voices, and turning it into a career?
I started making music when I was 17, and I still do to this day, but I stopped chasing it professionally when I have a 10-year-old son. When my son was born, he was about 2 years old, and that's when I stopped. I finally had released the project on my musical side that I wanted to do, and it was a weight off my shoulders. So knowing that, this is, 8 years ago also, the music industry was in a transition. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I had to make a choice. Do I want to continue pursuing this? Do I want to do something else? My whole life I'd been in theater. I'd been in speech contests. I'd won it years in a row, district champion in my area in California. I was like known for public speaking. Took a couple years away from it, doing sports at the end of my high school career and then going into the beginning of college. 9/11 happened. So like the world was just a different place, everyone was kind of figuring out. So I chose my move, and I was like, I'm going to make music. And then my son came, and I was like, I don't think this music thing is going to work. Let me just work a job. So I worked a job and started venturing out on the side. I did it the right way, And I talked to a lot of friends who I'd known growing up who were in the entertainment industry, and one of them, Steve Reedy, had won an MTV award for one of his short films and was making some stuff happen in LA. And so that the trickle effect happened, because then my other friend who would make music with me ended up moving to LA to make music for movies and TV shows and so everything, right? And then he called me years later and was like, hey, there's a spot open, it's your turn, kind of deal. 10 years ago, Steve came. 3 years after that, I came. 4 years after that, you came down here and got with an agency, took a year and a half worth of acting classes to refresh. And I'd always had the voice and got with Michaela Stepanovich, my agent, who's amazing. She's always taking such amazing care of me. And the Blizzard audition came through one day, and I knew what it was because it said the company name. It said Blizzard on it, and I was like, And I just was like, oh, my God, because I'd always been a huge Blizzard fan. And so when I saw that come in, the Roadhog audition was the first thing, and there was no character art, nothing. And the only real direction they had was, we don't want him to sound like Pig. We don't want the snorts and he's a squealing pig from Willow, right?
Yeah.
So I got the luck, got blessed. I hit it. I nailed the audition. A couple of strange things happened in the pipeline of sending the file over when like the wrong version was sent, but they liked the wrong version.
Oh.
So then they had to say, well, what does the right version sound like? And then they said, okay, well, we like the right version also. Let's try that. So it was and I wasn't very known at the time. So they were taking a little bit of a risk, and they put a lot of faith in me. And I was very happy to take the challenge. And thankfully, I think we nailed it. So
Well,
I think we nailed it, bro. Here we are, right? And that led to the agency and everything. Sorry, that was a very long-winded answer to your question. But to summarize, when did I know? I knew when I was making music, and I knew at a young age that this is something I was going to do. I didn't know where.
All right, what's your favorite thing about being a voice actor?
I love the love that I get from the fans. I think that's the best part. The validation from people is amazing, and it proves that somebody appreciated it. You struck a chord.
Right.
When I talk to somebody and I speak to somebody, I kind of always like to relay a message. My day job now is I'm Optimus Prime and Megatron at Universal Studios Hollywood.
It's not bad.
And I get not bad at all, right? I get to be the voice actor for both of them. And with that, I speak to thousands of kids a week.
Right.
Some of them are Make-A-Wish kids who their wish was to come to Universal and meet Optimus. And I know their name ahead of time, and I get to really have a moment with them. And not just put some information through your left ear and it goes out through your right, but to put some information in your head and it boom, strikes a chord, it resonates. Remember it. And I think being a voice actor has really given me the opportunity to do that with the community, and I'm really grateful for the feeling I get when people say they appreciated what I've done.
Really quickly on the subject of fan interaction, have you ever been asked to sign anything really weird?
Really strange? Not yet. I've met some people who have already who have Overwatch tattoos.
Wow.
And taken pictures with them, and I've signed all sorts of things. I think the weirdest is when I would sign the Soldier 76 Special Edition. So I'd write I would write his lines like his Roadhog, like we're all animals, on somewhere on there. And that's fun, writing little messages. I think when I was at BlizzCon, I did something funny when I was sitting in the autograph, because I did the World of Warcraft Meet Your Voice Actor panel, because I'm fortunate and blessed to be in that game too, which is a real dream. And I met this couple came up, and it was kind of fast because they're just pushing a lot of people through the line. I just talked to somebody, and I was signing the next one, and I wrote habitually, I just wrote "For the Alliance, always," And I look up, and this guy has this, his jaws dropped. He's wearing a Horde tabard, and his girlfriend is sitting there wearing Horde Guild tabards, and they're like seething at me, like, "How could you soil this?" And I was like, I kind of ribbed them for a bit. I was like, "Yeah, it's always going to be for the Alliance," and they're like,
Oh,
and then I was, "Well, I've done a Horde character too," and they're like, "Okay, cool." So.
Oh man, would you recommend voice acting as a career?
I'd recommend voice acting as something that is very specific, even people who do it as a career do other things. You'll hear that recurring theme. Yeah. Even people who are extremely successful and make tons of money in voice acting do other things, because it's kind of one of the main ingredients in the pot, right? When you're cooking something up.
Yeah.
It's not the pot, and it's not, the water, but it is one of the main ingredients. So you can, hopefully do some more stuff. The point is, even me, I do amazing stuff, and I've been featured in a ton of great stuff and have some great stuff going on, but I have a day job, we have bills to pay, So, and that's what a lot of people, it sounds discouraging, but at the same point, I'm like, don't get discouraged by it, because if you really want to do this, it doesn't matter what you get paid, does it? The money will come, kind of,
Yeah.
The money will be there once your success will speak for itself.
That said, you mentioned about day jobs. Not everyone gets to be Optimus Prime in their day job.
No, not everyone gets to fight alongside Bumblebee, Ironhide, Evac, Sideswipe, Autobots, transform, and roll out. Not everyone gets to do that.
Amazing. I won't ask you to pick a favorite character that you voiced, but what are some of your favorite voices to do?
I loved growing up. My dad would do Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street, and I remember at a young age I learned how to do this thing with your mouth when you would say If anyone knows kind of what I'm doing, it's this stupid little thing when you put like your hand up to your mouth and you make this little sound. So that's when my voices started. And I would do like Kermit the Frog as a kid, and hi ho, Kermit the Frog here, 'cause I'm a Caribbean amphibian, going where the blowfish blow. Right? As the years have progressed, Kermit is now weathered from the brandy and cigarettes, but it doesn't.
Yeah, you're having fun with that. I love it. You mentioned about voice acting being one of the ingredients in the pots, and your pot got some wonderful seasoning a while ago because you became Overwatch's Roadhog.
Yes.
In the blurb that I was given for him, it says he's a lovable hog, but he's not a pig. We can't just.
He's a hog. Yeah, he's not a pig. He's not a pig. Don't call him that because he's anti-pork. So he's anti.
You mentioned that he was that you were given very little direction when sort of doing the audition. Where did the voice of the hog come from?
It came from a place of both knowing what I would want to hear in a game, thinking of what the character was and how big he would be, and a collection of years of hearing millions of villains and superheroes and barks and yells all in my head, you know? Yeah. And part of me also drew a lot of inspiration from a friend named Adam Beasley who worked the Megatron character alongside me when I would do the Optimus. And he had a great way of doing this. If a machine didn't need oxygen, right, but it continued to breathe, what would it sound like? And that's a great way of looking at it, right? It would kind of just heave there, like it would just heave as it ingested the particles, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where the came from, right? And then there was amazing sound design done by the whole team. There was a whole panel of it about it done at BlizzCon about Roadhog and how they added all the clicks and the, you know, because I was also doing inhales like that they would mix in there with another of like an air being released. You know, there's all sorts of fun stuff. So I think he basically came from an amalgamation of like all the supervillains I'd ever met in my life and Gaston. No.
All right. So if you could have voiced any of the other Overwatch heroes, who would you voice?
Oh, you know, well, hearing what everyone did, you can't go back, right? Because that's what you hear now, and that's what you think of the character. I think it would have been fun to do. I like Bjorn. I think Keith did such a fantastic job with the way he did him, and God, he's so good. Keith Silver, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's phenomenal. The voice actor of Bjorn. And I thought he was great, so I would have loved to have done Bjorn, because I did something. I can talk about this. I did Thorgrim in Breakaway, which is Amazon Studios' brand new like MOBA Smite kind of ish game that they have in alpha right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we could talk about that, or I could say that I did that because it's already been released.
Oh. And
that was a very Bjorn influenced Viking.
Wonderful. I'm glad you gave a serious answer because I asked it to Keith, and within like maybe
what did Keith say?
Within like half a second, he said, "Diva."
Diva, yeah, exactly. And he's like, "What did?" He's like, "What did the rest of the guys?" I go, "Well, Josh said you, Keith." It's
look out! No.
Yeah.
Well, this is something that I've noticed, where the more of you I speak to, there's very much a mutual respect, because I assume because you're all voice actors and you've all, but it's very much a cohesive team. It's not a series of individuals, even though you are so individual with your characters. How do you think Blizzard did that, where they brought together all these different voice actors of all the ages and backgrounds, voicing all these different characters?
Yeah, well, it's Andrea. Andrea.
Yes.
Andrea Toyas is the woman, the amazing woman who is the link that you are asking about right there. She is the main casting director with Blizzard, has been involved with them for years on all of their projects with voice, pretty much. And she is the heart, the brain, the spine, everything. She is such a loving individual, and that's the first person I met when I did Roadhog was Andrea, and we immediately were just vibing, because I knew the universe. I was like, I'm a nerd, and I was throwing stuff out. She's like, oh yeah, you know what's going on, you know. And her dog's there, Luther the dog, just hanging out. Shout out Luther. And so, no one else shouted out Luther. So Andrea is how. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so this kind of ties into what you just said about lovely Miss Toyas. What's it like working for Blizzard?
A dream come true. As somebody who grew up with playing Warcraft 2 on Mac Performa, listening to the burning horde cross the shores of Lordaeron as the ships waited for her falls. I remember those epic speeches. And it just gives me chills thinking about it, right? Remember taking up the phone line at my parents' house, calling my friend on the street to play, you know, and then getting pissed, and people would call at 7 and ruin our game. Like, everything, man. I was born into that culture and played WoW for years, so it's a dream come true.
Nice. Do you still play WoW?
Yes. I've been streaming a lot. My Twitch channel is where you can find a lot of the stuff I've been playing.
What's your Twitch?
It is Optimus_slimed.
I get it.
In case you guys, it's Ghostbusters, and yeah.
Wonderful. I'll link it in the little description. All right. So,
but I love the rest of the cast. I love them, and when we met, it was like old friends. It was weird, you know. It was like we've all known each other for years. It felt like. You know, and it made me feel like I'm real spiritual. I'm like, did this happen 2,000, 3,000 years ago? We were in a village somewhere, a tribe, and we came home, and they were like, you are the hunters that did this. You are the actors. Oh, wow. I was like, it all felt so familiar, you know?
Yeah. Brilliant. So you mentioned there was like old friends. Do you still keep up with any of the other VAs?
Of course. Thank gosh for Twitter. Thank God for Twitter, because that's the only thing I use it for. I deleted my Facebook a year and a half for my own personal reasons. And because I have an Instagram and I have a Twitter. I'm still very active in social media, but I just don't have a Facebook. So with that being said, I love keeping up, seeing what the other people are doing. I'm trying to organize more things. I was trying to do something for WonderCon coming up in Los Angeles with maybe grabbing a table with some of the other VAs and stuff like that. Everyone is working and everyone is really busy too, which is great. So it's tough to get a hold of everyone because everyone is constantly working.
Yeah, I can
you know, like that's a good thing.
So. I feel that this has been 3 months in the making.
Yeah, and I'm really thanks again for the patience, Charlie.
No, it's fine. It's worth it. You're really fun, so it's fine. If you'd have came on and you'd have sucked, it would have been like, oh man, come on, really? But it's fine. You're amazing.
I play games. I used to play, Metallica, COVID. I don't really enjoy a lot of it, no.
Real brief answers, like, great, moving on. Excellent.
Like, yeah, I can't. Yeah. So what are your favourite voice lines for Roadhog?
We're all animals.
Brilliant.
Say begin one more time. I'm a one-man apocalypse. Definitely those three. Probably. Though I'm a one-man apocalypse was the first one that we did for, like, let's nail this line.
Yeah.
You know, let's nail this, and the character is done. You know, pretty much after that, because there's so much in that. He's a little bit quiet, but he's got a growl, and he's low, and he's ready to go whole hog. He's just like...
Brilliant. All right, you mentioned that there's a process of, all right, let's nail this line. What was the process like, and how long did it take to nail the perfect Farah's just hit me into the abyss, like, whale?
thank goodness that Andrea is so forgiving and understanding, because she makes these things, and Patrick Seitz and a lot of the other people I've worked with, and Michael Chu, and these people, are amazing in the sense that they are so understanding. By the point you've made it there, you're in the team, It's no longer an audition anymore. You're there. So like for the first session I was recording Roadhog, there is going to be nerves, of course, because you want to perform so well. I want to nail this, I want to hit a grand slam after a grand slam. So I would say the sessions are so relaxed. She's so casual, and she just is easy to talk to and to work with. They always have such positive direction. They make you feel amazing, and we're working together. The minute we walk in, even if we're just talking, we're working because we're connecting. We're figuring out together as a unit where we're going to take this character, and we're all putting in our input. Someone's saying, I like how he sounded like this. Someone else is saying, I love how he did that. I'm thinking, I like the way this sounded. And then guess what? You finish doing a take, and then the voice comes in. That was great. We love that. Give me 3 more of those. And you're like, perfect.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it goes.
Wonderful. All right. So I said wonderful too much. We're going to have to chuff it.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Brilliant. Spectacular.
Are you in, where are you in stationed? Because I hear the accent now. Where are you from, Charlie?
Yeah. So I'm in Great Britain right now.
Oh, the best, Her Majesty's finest.
The greatest of all the Britons.
You know what? I have this weird. I think me and many Americans have this weird fascination with Britain. Especially us in California. We're like, are you civilized like us over there?
Well, I'm not sure about that. Is
anyone like us in the world?
It's certainly a different way of life.
Sure. It's not the grass is always greener, right?
Yeah. Well, this is it. Like, we can't imagine that, because when we think California, we just think, bam, Las Vegas, and it's not even like the right state.
It's not even. Vegas is in Nevada too.
Right. So, but we just think there's casinos or there's surfers. We don't think, oh man, people have normal jobs over there.
People actually work. Right? We had this terrible drought and stuff. I'm curious to always go over the pond one time. I'd love to go over the pond.
There are conventions that would beg you to come over, I'm sure. Do you play Overwatch much?
I do play Overwatch. And, here's the deal. I play enough that I know how to play. I play on PC. Oh. And I stream it. I stream what I play. When I placed, I've placed into 1850 silver, right? Mm. And it's been a terrible fall to 1270 since then.
Oh, God, no.
And it's been a rough season, brother.
No.
Here's the deal. I'm good, but I'm not great. Some of these cats, their reflexes, they're just amazing. Some of these kids are really good at this game. And so I get my butt kicked because I like playing with people. I'll hop my stream open. We'll just get a bunch of randoms in there. And I'll do competitive and teams that I probably shouldn't do or, run. I'm not taking it too seriously.
Yeah, well,
but I main Roadhog, and I've said before, is it vain? I don't care.
Do you just sit in spawn, just spamming your own voice lines? This one's so good.
There was a video that this guy did that let me see if I can find it right here. I'll link it for you. That Overwatch Plays HD on YouTube did an awesome compilation of a bunch of clips that I've done. If you literally go to YouTube and type in Roadhog voice actor, it's it's like Roadhog voice actor plays Overwatch. Oh God, this is pretty good. It was released a month ago, has 700,000 views.
Wow.
So that's pretty good, right? And that's fine. 200. I don't read the comments because you just can't do it. But
wait, I'll do it. I'll see if there's anything nice.
But at 208 downvotes and 15,000 upvotes, I'll take that, man. Oh. Dude, that's great. That's a great odd. I'll take that. That's awesome.
My God! Do you know what? I've got to the first actual comment, and it says, "As soon as I saw the title, I was hooked." I'm clicking off. I can't do it. No.
And his voice is amazing is under that. So it's very kind. It's very kind. I appreciate that. Thank you, YouTube community. Thank you for that.
if you could have added some voice lines for Roadhog that he hasn't already got without getting shot by Blizzard, what would you add?
I love when he just yells at people, the quick three-liners or the three-worders, you know, get over here, get down, just the real simple ones. I like those because those are just so proudly pronounced. Like, it just sounds great.
Brilliant. All right, I've just realised what threw me off is that I was going to mention, like, oh, if you play on PC, we should definitely play. And then you mentioned that you had like 1250, and I was like, oh, I don't think we can play. And I got, I was devastated.
Charlie, thanks a lot.
No. This is going to sound awful, but the game blocks you from teaming with people if the difference in ranks is over 1,000. Yeah, right. We can get on some quick play. Actually, it'd be best to do quick play because I'm going to have like so much ping. It's going to be horrible.
I'm doing something this Tuesday for a Funko reward. My friend runs a Funko fan club, and he is in close ties with the Funko owner and everything. And basically, their reward was that you get to play with me. And my friend had reached out to me and was like, "Oh, will you play with your winner?" I was like, "Sure, I always play. You know, set it up, whatever." Like, so that'll be happening this Tuesday, I think. If you want to play this Tuesday, I could have you as the other guest. That would be awesome.
Dude, I'll so do it. If you can just deal with my...
We'll get you on Battle.net. Pop on the stream, check the Twitter, and I always will update on the Twitter when I'm going live. And I also have my Discord server on there, and you can pop in our Discord and say hey, and we hang out in there all the time. There's multiple links in there for fan art and music and general chat, questions for me. Really cool stuff. So check that out. The Discord's been an awesome database of information.
Brilliant. I'll link it all in the description.
Cool.
All right. So second to last. Do you like bacon?
Say it one more time.
Wonderful. All right. What's your favorite cake and what's your favorite ice cream?
Oh gosh. Favorite cake. I like cake and ice cream together. I love the ice cream cake. Now, the cookies and cream ice cream cake would be my favorite of that. Separated for cake, I like pound cake, the kind of stuff in like strawberry shortcake, stuff like that. I really enjoy pound cake. Ice cream, I've recently been on this Rocky Road tip. Has always been one of my go-tos forever in cookies and cream, but we said that earlier. But me and my girl have found this new Salted Sea Caramel Crunch that has been... delicious.
Wonderful. All right.
We're talking a pint a night, you know. Just have a pint. Just a pint.
Wonderful. All right. So you touched on it a minute ago, but really quickly before we're done.
Sorry, Charlie, but isn't that a fun word? Pint?
Pint?
Yeah.
Pint. Going out for a pint.
Going out for a pint, you know.
A pint. Well, over here we're metric because we're civilized. No, we're metric.
I wish we'd catch up. It's to the point now, and it's like it used to be cute, haha. Now it's like no, it's like really a problem now.
My mother only like quote unquote understands temperature in Fahrenheit, and so like I'll be like, oh man, it's like 23 degrees. She'll be like, what's that in normal? I'm like, what do you mean normal?
Normal.
But one thing, we still use pints for things like alcohol because you don't want to be chugging that down by the litre. Well, you might, but
we don't even call it. It's like 40 ounces here. Like get a 40 ounce. You know, that's why they say get a 40. They're like get a 40 because it's 40 ounces of liquor, which is like. That's like a yard, you know.
That's a big bottle, yeah. Well, that's fascinating that you don't use like pints, but you use pints for like ice cream, which I'd never heard until I think like Diva's voice actress said pint, and I was really like, whoa.
It's her birthday today. Happy birthday!
Oh no way!
Today is the 16th of February. Happy birthday,
wow,
Charlotte.
Brilliant. I didn't know that. You've made me seem like I'm awful. No.
Terrible, Charlie.
I'll get her a pint next time I see her. It's fine.
Get her a pint. That's right. There we go. Great segue. Well done.
All right. So we touched on it earlier, but anything that you haven't mentioned that is a way that people can find you online?
I'd love for people to check the Twitter at CrankyJ, CrankyJ. That's usually where most of the flood of the information goes out. My Instagram, if you want to see some pictures, is Menace Made. MENACEMADE for the Instagram, and my Twitch, Optimus_slimed. I'm not going to spell that. You know how to spell. But yeah, go check either one of those out. And honestly, JoshPetersdorf.com will be up again soon. It would close last year because I changed providers. I'm doing something really cool that my business card is going to be on a pair of 3D glasses, and then you go to my website, and it's going to be like this old school kind of 3D glass.
What?
Yeah, really cool. Really cool, Charlie.
You've
cool stuff.
You've outcooled everything I've asked you in the last 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The business card.
That's really cool. That's so, yeah, check out for that. And if you're in the LA area and you're in Universal Studios Hollywood, come say hello to Optimus Prime. He's always listening for Overwatch references.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking to us today.
No, thank you, and thanks to the whole community for being so amazing. I know I speak on behalf of all the actors and actresses when we say thank you, from the community to the game managers, from Andrea's side to the casting, from Michael Chu and everyone. I'm sure we all would agree that the community we share is great, and it's so fun to be a part of it. So thank everyone for being one man or one woman apocalypses.